would have known that you would have been willing to just drive down to the con, I would have told you.
Yeah, I totally would.
Speaking of the con, I had a moment where I think I might be able to carry the power of the two-man monologue with me.
Nice.
Like, I was
I'm a little jealous you're invoking the power of two-man monologue with somebody else.
Well, like, during Saturday when I was running around doing a whole bunch of interviews with people, I was basically, like, channeling your spirit of the I was carrying my don't give a fuck with your don't give a fuck so that I can just walk up to people and just, hey, what are you up to?
Keep me around as a stand.
Basically. And during one of the particular interviews, like, I was interviewing a guy named, his name's Mark, but he goes by the Engineer. Because he's not really an on-camera, like, personality. He usually either does voice work or he's doing, like, tech stuff for a whole bunch of other people. All in all, a cool guy. I feel like if I run into him, like, 2 or 3 more times, we'll end up just being the homie.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm doing the interview with him, and then some chick just walks up and just starts talking to us like we're not in the middle of a thing with a person standing next to us with a camera.
What was she talking about?
Like, we were talking about, like, video games and, like, bandwagons and what are you excited for, and he's been on the Halo train from the jump, so he's excited for Halo 5. But he's not one of those, like, overhyped dudes. If something's wrong with the game, he'll talk about it. And we were talking about that, and then we started getting into, like, glitches and stuff, and then she walked up and started talking at us. And here's where I'm gonna try to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that she was just completely oblivious, but also partially two-man monologue, because, like, when she walked up and started talking, I just turned to Mark and I was just looking him dead in the eye. I was like, yeah, this is happening right now, isn't it? Yeah. And we were all in the general same distance away from each other.
Yeah.
So she should have heard me.
Well, that's how it works.
And I was making faces too. I was like,
it's like we're in a talk bubble or something.
Yeah.
You know? People just don't get it.
Yeah. But all in all, like, everything worked out just fine. I was kind of worried that a lot of the interviews would have been, like, unaudible.
Yeah.
Because there was loud music, and of course the general, like, white noise of people around in a con.
Did it still work out?
But it still worked out. I checked out all the footage of all the interviews. For the most part, you can hear everything that everyone's saying, so it's good. But when I'm in good standings again, money-wise, I'm going to try to invest in a camera with a mic input so I can...
I did a Fugazi takedown in Batman where I was fighting some guys and I just said fuck it and called the Batmobile mid-fight. And it whips up and it power slides and Batman jumps and glides into it. And it was so cool because, like, I countered a guy and, like, countered 2 guys and, like, he has, like, throw counters that, like, launch now.
Yeah.
And so it's like 2 guys tried to hit him. He, like, whoosh, and then punched them both back, and then the other, like, 9 guys rushed in, and I just Batmobile. And then it just came in.
If you're not gonna catch the fair one, neither am I.
It just came in and just 11 guys. Because it runs people over and tasers them at the same time.
What?
And, like, soon as it was like, oh, it's that bad cop.
It tasers them?
Yes.
How?
The entire Batmobile's electric.
I was hoping that a tiny arm would come out the Batmobile and just tase each one of them.
It hits them and...
So it just has...
What I don't understand is how he still justifies this as non-fatal. Like, I'll be speeding around in the Batmobile, whipping through Gotham, going like 190 miles per hour with afterburners on in the Batmobile, flattening fucking criminals.
So it just blancas itself for a split second and then tases everyone.
No, if you touch the Batmobile physically, you will be electrocuted.
So it just constantly has a current running through it. Huh. Okay.
You can, like, just tackle niggas.
Volt tackle.
Batmobile.
Use Volt tackle.
It's capable of lateral movement. Like it switches.
Yeah, I've
it
seen
can
that.
switch into tank mode. Well, no. Also during turns, if you're in pursuit mode, you can use the side thrusters to help you get around turns easier.
Mm.
I guess it's better than the whole shoot a grappling hook at a lamppost from the only other Batman game where you got to use the Batmobile. It was only in short segments though.
Oh.
But yeah, freaking the Batmobile rocks. And the ejector seat.
Yeah, so gay marriage is legal everywhere now.
Except Louisiana and Mississippi.
Wow, how'd they get under the
They're just flat out like, nah, we're not doing this. This is the first time in a long time that a state is just out and out, just no. The Fed says it's okay, but Louisiana and Mississippi are refusing to issue marriage license to same-sex couples, even though the Fed says it's okay.
So it's still legal there, but they're not
doing it. The Fed says it's legal. Mississippi and Louisiana say it's not. They're not approving it. They're just, nope, we're not.
They're lucky that, like, I'm not the president or, like, a major or all of the Congress. I'd have been like, we'll just make you not a state. Like, how about that?
You can't secede them.
I don't give a shit.
Annex them from the country or something.
I don't care.
Kick them out. No.
They want to be un-American right now. We had the grand super jury say it's okay. So you fucking listen to us or you're not a state.
So what do you think about this whole Confederate flag thing we're talking about?
People are focusing on the wrong thing.
Facts. I think so too. It's like, whoa, hey, first of all, people's right to fly their flag on private property is okay.
Yeah, people are just looking for something to like point a finger at.
I think they're looking at it all wrong. It should have never even been an issue because it's a state building. The only flag that should be on a state building is a state flag and a U.S. flag. Take that Confederate flag down. Yeah. This should have never been an argument. That's just the way it should be. State buildings should not have other flags on them. Would you think you could just fly a fucking Jolly Roger on this shit? No. It's the same equivalent. If you're saying that you can fly a fucking Confederate flag on a state building, you can fly a Jolly Roger on a state building. You can fly a fucking No Fat Chicks flag on the state building.
I'm saying on a more grander scale. Like,
no, there is no grander scale.
No. I'm saying on a grander scale why people are focusing on the flag is people are just looking for like something to point at. Something like, it was this thing. We should get rid of this thing. And maybe if we get rid of this thing, racism will stop.
Not only that, but it's like, since when does this country honor the losers? That niggas lost that war. Pack that flag up.
Oh my God, you ain't never lied.
Yo, like, pack that flag the fuck up, my nigga. Y'all lost that war. Anyway, y'all slicing. We fly right to the rebel. No, nigga, y'all lost.
Y'all did that already.
Anyway, y'all lost.
But like, there's some other like way more overreaction going on. You hear about the thing with the Google store, like the App Store for. Like they're pulling everything from that store with the Mason-Dixon flag.
Oh wow!
Like
old Stars and Bars, old Dixie.
Yeah, everything. They're pulling everything, and I mean everything. Like Civil War games are being yanked down.
Oh, they violated. Why?
Because they're somebody over there didn't get the whole. I feel like they just pressed the button and then everything was gone.
Yeah.
Like there was no human person going in there and removing things individually.
What niggas need to do what they really need to do is start making more Civil War video games so that we can do them like we did the Nazis. You know what I'm saying? Why don't we just make Call of Duty Civil War again and again and again and again and just kill Confederates over and over? They won't want to fly the fucking flag no more. That'd be a fucking conflict of interest right there. Y'all niggas gonna want to buy. Y'all know there's a lot of white boys down south. They gonna want to buy Call of Duty. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Civil War Call of Duty. They still gonna want to buy it, even though they gonna play as the damn Union fighting the Confederates. Yep. My nigga, that's what they need to do is just have Call of Duty Civil War.
That would be kind of
ass.
Yeah, ass in a gameplay standpoint. What guns did they have? Didn't they have still have fucking matchlocks and shit? Well, not matchlocks. Like
they had like percussion cap rifles and shit.
Yeah, that's
almost cartridges. They were like so close. No, they did have cartridges. They had revolvers.
Oh yeah.
They just didn't have any form of rifle that had a cartridge just yet. I think they came up with a cartridge rifle right at the tail end of the Civil War, but they had revolvers. But right at the tail end of the Civil War, I think they came up with a cartridge rifle. But
I would play a Civil War team-based game. That sounds like you really actually need to have a team for that game, or else you're screwed. Because you need somebody manning the cannons. You need to back up and reload your guns while another group of people comes up.
That's like a mass war game. You need like 60.
That's something that can only really work on like. I'm thinking about old consoles. Maybe it could work on like PS4, Xbox.
Yeah, nigga, have like fucking 24 on 24.
Yeah, because you would need a big team versus another big team.
Word. It would still be so ass, but
like, it would be ass for people who aren't into teamwork or like don't really care to explore that bit of history.
But yeah, they should make a Civil War call.
Yeah. Speaking of gay marriage, well, this is more speaking of a broad sweeping of the LGBT.
Yeah.
You seem to have a really strong like opinion towards transsexuals.
Yeah.
Baby duck.
I'm a little bit tired. Like, it just comes off to me as like lately transsexuals and transvestitism has been getting so much like coverage, you know, Bruce Jenner thing, blah 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 blah. You know, I just think that like, you know, we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of what sparked this off is that I have a theory, me and my brother, that not homosexuality, transsexuality is kind of a disease. It's like if alcoholism is a disease or bulimia is a disease, seen as a self-esteem issue, some sort of mental disease, then how is changing your whole gender not seen as a disease? How's that? But then I also worry if it does start getting seen as a disease, now it'll start getting covered by insurance.
Oh, that's the same thing as when that sounds like the same thing as when back in the day they were treating
Change your dressing on your hand.
Yeah, that's fine.
what happened to your hand?
What?
I burnt it.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. I just changed it earlier, remember?
Oh.
I don't want to run out of bandages.
Whose keyboard is that?
Huh?
It's
my
Leon's.
laptop.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. It sounds like the same thing as when they thought homosexuality back in the day was a mental disorder.
Nah, I think it's just another alternate sexuality. It's just another fetish.
Jessica hasn't come back.
Yeah. Just like people who like feet or ass or tits. So people just like men or other women.
You gotta speak up. You peter off way too hard.
I think that homosexuality isn't a disease. I think it's just another sexual fetish, just another preference, like, you know, like people who like feet or ass, or, you know, or some people just like men or like women, you know. Like it's just another. I think that the fact that it's a whole lifestyle is kind of silly. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an ass man, but I don't have a whole lifestyle about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? A whole branding system. Like, it's just a little silly.
I don't think it wasn't supposed to be a lifestyle, but people kept prosecuting them. Prosecuting.
What's
I don't
even
word?
think
What's
it
the
was
word
that. I think they.
What's the word I'm
needed it.
going for?
Persecuting.
Persecuting. Anyway, people kept persecuting them until they like ended up basically
I was gonna say conscripting at first, but that's
putting together, just having their own communities. That's just how it happens. So it's not really like a lifestyle per se. It's just that you're a person and you happen to be gay. And since since this is a Christian country, America, you gotta stick to your own, so you don't get beaten in the streets.
this hasn't been that Christian heartland what people like to think it is. It hasn't been that for many, 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 many years.
It hasn't.
Look what happened with Prohibition.
It hasn't, and it's been dying off more and more. Thank goodness. Bunch of
What this country needs is a good old-fashioned war. Fuck all the religion, the politics, all this bipartisan nonsense. We just need to pick a common enemy, militarize and build again. We can make this country great in 4 years. Just like the good old days of 9/11.
oh, I love Sundowner.
yeah,
His
he's the
unredeemably evil ass.
Just unrepentant.
He's one of the guys in like video games, like recent video game history, where you can point at as like, yeah, he had to go.
Well, I like the purity of his evil. I like that he was totally unrepentant and just like believed so strongly in his like evil logic.
I agree. Like, I don't like two-faced people, but if somebody's just that straightforward,
No,
fuck
he's
it.
completely one-faced.
That's what I mean. Like I said, I hate
Yeah.
two-faced people, but if somebody's just so straightforward, fuck it. Like, I'd rather.
I like how
like as a comparison, I'd rather like have a fucking skinhead walk up and just straight up call me a nigger than deal with a dude who's like, oh, I have a black friend.
yeah. But I mean, Sundowner, he's, yeah, you know, I like that his logic's not even wrong or flawed. It's just not all the way thought out. Like, yeah,
It's
war
just
is
kinda
part
there.
of who we are, and
And
yeah,
it-
we are cruel, but
And it has made some technological advancements, but you kind of
he doesn't even think it out past that point. Like, fuck it, nah.
like he's eating the baby and drinking the bathwater.
Yeah, like, he just gives no fucks. He's a good example of pure evil.
But yeah, back to trans peoples.
I don't have any personal vendetta or grudge against them. I just think that it's.
Speak up. We got a plane.
I don't think that it. Yeah. Oh, just wait for the plane. I hate those damn things.
Nah,
But
just speak louder.
yeah, I think that it again. It's just another thing that it's getting so much attention. I mean, so much. Why is it so?
It's getting so much tension because of this weird oversensitivity age we're in right now.
That's what I guess I have.
And the
most.
Tumblr and the Tumblr activists who are like include everyone and don't say anything offensive and like
It's making this country pansy ass and weird. You know, this country's getting way too PC.
But yeah, I was trying to like figure out your bottom line on it because like you're not one of those weird people who don't believe it's like a thing.
What do you mean? I believe it's kind of like a non-thing. Like, I just group all abnormal sexuality as just a kind of a non-issue. It's just whatever floats your boat. Cool, I don't know, do your thing. I just don't think people need to make such.
Well, yeah, it should be a non-issue, but I
Yeah.
mean, like, you believe it's like not like you're not one of those people who don't believe that it's like a non-existent thing.
Yeah, no. But I just think like transsexualism in particular, to me, it just like it feels to me like it fits into the same category of like bulimia or alcoholism, like some sort of like pathology or new agey pathology. I mean, I guess I can't really say I believe in alcoholism too. I mean, addictive personality maybe.
Like,
I don't know.
alcoholism in itself is not a disease, but addictive personality is, and then like alcoholism is like a subgroup.
Yeah.
Like you can,
And let's
if
not
you
call it
have
like
an
a disease. It's not a physiological disease.
If
It's
you have-
pathology. It's a mental
Yeah,
disease, I guess.
if you have an addictive personality, you can get addicted to most anything. If
humans have an addictive personality, though.
some people have an exceptionally addictive personality. Like
Or we're all
to the
addicted.
point
We're
of
all
being,
seeking endorphins. We're all seeking that rush. We're all seeking happiness. That's an addiction.
but some, it's hard to.
Perhaps it's the only addiction.
Maybe some people have more of a predilection to like having an addiction and then being able to. What's the word I'm looking for? Like mentally. Do the mental gymnastics to make them seem like they don't have a problem.
Well, that's just functioning. That's one of those people who are just functioning. A functioning addict. But again, I think everybody's some level of a functioning addict.
Perhaps. But yeah. Well, and you don't go on Facebook much, and I try not to go on Facebook much, especially when a big thing happens.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I hate going on Facebook when a thing happens because then it's like my news feed's filled with everybody's got their opinions and.
This is why I find myself constantly downsizing my Facebook. I'm down to 95 friends. I'm going to be removing more probably tonight. But yeah, like after the whole gay marriage thing was officialized around the county, except for the 2 places that are like, we don't want to do it because we're pouty faced children.
I'm totally like no opinion on gay marriage. I'm like, why not?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Like, why
I'm not gay, so I don't care.
Hey, why are you fighting money, America?
Word, like it's taxes, yo. Like I don't care. Let them get married.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Facebook. People are fucking changing their profile. They're not really changing. Some people are changing their profile pictures in general, like their main picture, and some of them are putting this weird like rainbow filter over their picture that they had already, and putting it back up. Like, you could be supportive without actually doing the thing, you know? Just make a status like normal people.
Nah, I like to show my total non-caringness by just not giving a fuck and not participating in anything. No, it makes me seem out of touch, but I honestly just can't give 2 fucks about any of that shit. It's like, I think about things like getting food and making money and surviving and ensuring that my future generations do the same.
Just, oh, hey, great. We found out that this shit is unconstitutional. I'm gonna go back to doing what I'm doing.
Word.
Because I knew this shit already.
Word.
But congratulations.
I wouldn't say that it's unconstitutional. I mean, the Constitution didn't really cover it at all.
That's what I mean. Like,
It's not unconstitutional because the Constitution didn't cover it. And if it did, it definitely said man and woman.
but the like pursuit of happiness thing also gets in the way of that. Liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, but you know that's another tricky one too.
They're giving some sick in the head people and some caveats and some big old asterisks. I see where you're going there.
Exactly. The whole life, liberty, pursuit of happiness thing is kind of.
I want to murder and eat people. That's where my happiness lies.
Because how we've trampled all over that shit. I want to smoke weed and maybe do a little coke on the weekends once in a while. I can't do that. That is a pursuit of my happiness and my liberty, but I can't do that. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not even hurting myself. Like, I'm still going to work and shit, paying taxes. Like, the fuck? Like, not hurting anybody. Like, I'm not going to go drive a motor vehicle, operate heavy machinery. Like, I'm going to go sit down. Like, maybe take a walk. Like, try not to hurt myself and cost the medical system any money,
Mm-hmm.
But,
But yeah, this whole that's one of the reasons why I try not to like pay attention to internet shit in general.
Yeah.
With all the oversensitivity and the Tumblr revolutionaries and
oh god, social justice warriors.
You're not allowed to say anything mean to anyone. Don't make jokes about people. You might hurt their feelings.
Don't say anything that might hurt anyone's feelings ever. Don't even think it, because we'll know.
Like, it's always funny when people attack comedians for saying some raunchy shit.
Like, you're a fucking comedian. If you don't fucking like it, don't laugh. Don't pay attention. It's like,
why would you bring your most sensitive self to this comedy show?
word.
It might, fucking PSA. The person on stage that is a comedian, maybe half
If
the
this
stuff that they're
trend
saying, maybe half the stuff they're saying might be jokes.
If this trend continues, America's gonna blow ass in like 15, 20 years. It's gonna be like iPod future. Like, everything's gonna be plastic and white and low emissions, and cars are gonna sound like they're gonna make any noise. It's gonna be like, you know, saying running on fucking water, and we're gonna be able to go 35 miles per hour.
I would love to
fucking-
have a fucking car
there'll
that
be
runs
no-
on water.
Yeah, that'd be cool, but only 35 miles per hour. Anyway,
Yeah,
there'll be
I need to
no-
get to places. I need at least 60. Like,
there'll be no porno. There'll be no offensive jokes. There'll be no trans fat. There'll be no cheese. There'll be no supersized anything. Fucking. There'll be plenty of booze and cigarettes
and
still.
then people will fight for trans fats because it has trans in the name.
You won't be able to say anything mean to anyone.
Unless you get fined or arrested.
You won't be able to do anything lewd or.
But it's unfair to fine or arrest somebody on the first interact, so you'll get 3 strikes.
You won't be able to do anything lewd or crazy or out there or weird. But if you prevent anyone from doing anything weird or out there or loopy or avant-garde, then you'll go to jail.
I want to say teenagers won't be able to be teenagers, but it seems like teenagers seem to be the most stodgy and boring in this shit, because those are the most people who are like Tumblr activists.
Oh yes, teenagers would be terribly boring. I mean, the ones that don't just sit and drink themselves to death and do heroin or cut themselves and probably put it up on Tumblr. I mean, the ones that don't will just be
And
stodgy and
Instagram.
boring and
We're
terrible.
looking at you too.
Yeah.
And Imager.
I mean,
Speaking of drinking yourself half to death, you heard about that fucking thing that happened at the Jones Beach,
yeah,
the Boys of Summer?
Yeah, a bunch of kids were found drunk. And, like, I love how they said on the news how it was, like, apparently the children
Wow.
were using bottles that were not obviously liquor bottles, filled with alcohol, disguised as juice or water.
Oldest trick in the fucking book.
No, the way the news coverage described it, it was like it was this new revolutionary technique.
Like
You
they,
know,
like they're slipping under the radar. Like they
slipped
just
it
started
under the
up.
radar. Yeah,
They
this is
just
like
started
the
up
first,
themselves.
6 times they've ever seen it. It's new and revolutionary. Really? You
What?
mean they put clear liquor in water bottles? What?
We're damn near 30, and our brothers did this.
Our parents did this.
Seriously.
Their grandparents probably did it.
But and the thing is, they weren't even going into the venue with it. They were pre-gaming in the parking lot.
Yeah, and passing out from heat stroke and alcohol poisoning.
That's stupidity.
Yeah, well, that's what heat stroke and alcohol poisoning combined are.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you do that, when you suffer those 2 things, it's because you were practicing stupidity. when practicing stupidity, the end result can often be heat stroke and alcohol poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
That's the simple, don't drink lots of alcohol in the hot with no water.
That's a real Hispanic move right there.
White people do it a lot too.
White people do it a lot too, but we live in an area where it's
You don't
mostly-
see black people do it often. Black people go into the shade and like, I need some water.
Yeah.
You know?
It's mostly, like, we live in a mostly black and Hispanic neighborhood, so we're more likely to see a Spanish dude laying on the sidewalk.
Yes. We often will see a poppy or 2 laying on the sidewalk in the heat. You know? Last summer, I had a poppy stumble up to my yard. Just like no shirt on.
That's the sign right there.
No shirt, no nothing. Just like, and it just had turned dark outside. Like, it was like kind of dark out, still kind of hot,
Mhm.
a little bit, but not really that hot. But reeking of just beer. Smelled like a whole brewery just pissed on him for like a day.
Cervezas.
Word, like-
Son más cervezas.
yeah, and he's like speaking
Muy
Spanish and
cervezas.
shit. He's got no shirt on. He looks all like messed up, like he like jumped through like a bramble or something. You
Maybe
know?
that's where he lost his shirt.
I don't know. And he's like, sí, yo, papi, you know. And te to mi casa, like, okay. I'm like, yo, where do you live, Poppy? Yo, where you live, man? Yeah, over there and over there. He's pointing all over the place.
He lives in the general area.
He was wasted, and I could tell that he probably like passed out face up in a sunny place because he was so sunburned. It was just ridiculous. Like he was just so like sun poisoned and just burnt that it was just like heartbreaking. Like damn, I'm like, I ain't even got no. I ain't letting this man stay in my crib for too long. I get this nigga some water. I get him some tap water, and I'm gonna take this nigga by Nassau Road. I'm gonna take this nigga. I'm gonna just walk this nigga by all the poppy blocks.
And if you don't recognize a house,
Yeah. You
I don't know
what I'm
what to
saying?
do.
I don't know what to do. Eventually, he did just recognize the house. Like I just started walking him down by the poppy blocks, and eventually I walked into a house. There's some people outside. Hey, oh okay, yeah. He lived there. He lived upstairs. You know, probably like 5 different poppy families living in that house. The guys on the stoop was probably, it wasn't their turn to stay in the house. It's probably another dude it's like another 3 dudes probably sub renting their room. You know, they were supposed to be at work that day.
You
So
know what?
the other
That's
dudes is sleeping.
like that's some good Samaritan shit. I don't even know if I would have even
What,
like,
done that?
yeah.
I felt bad. What was I gonna do? Just leave him there? Like he dead ass just stumbled up to my yard and just started like rattling the gate, opening my gate, and like my typical response to that is to run outside with my weapon. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I saw this dude just like rattling the gate. He looked so harmless because like I thought he was a zombie at first, honestly, because he just looked fucked up. Like, it looked like I said, it looked like he fell through a bramble. He's all sunburnt. He can't operate a gate. You know what I'm saying? He was seriously sitting there looking like he trying to pick the lock on my gate, and I don't got no lock on my gate. My gate don't got no lock. It's a very simple gate. You know, he couldn't figure it out, so I'm like, oh shit, he the living dead. I open the door and I'm like, nah, it's just a poppy.
Let me just observe the situation. No rotting.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He's saying things.
Yeah, he looked pretty. He just reeks of booze, not dead. So I put the billy club away. I ain't going to get the other weapon, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it was just one highly disorientated individual.
Yeah, you didn't pull out the machete that always makes the TV draw your sword noise.
Word. Word. Yeah, ain't wanna,
Do you
I
even
ain't-
still have that machete? I haven't seen it in a while.
I think it's still lurking somewhere around the house. Somewhere. But I'm getting another one real soon. But so I was gonna club him, but I put the club back. I'm like, yo, Poppy, what's good, nigga? What's wrong, man? This ain't your house, man. You don't live here. What? He's disorientated, speaking Spanish and shit. I don't know what's going on. So I was like, yo, sit down, man. Just sit down. Tried to get him to sit down on my step, but he just sat down right there on the walkway. Gave him a cup of water. He drank it. Said thank you. I was like, where you live, man? Let me call you a cab or something. I figured, nah, I shouldn't call him no cab because he ain't gonna know where the fuck to go. So I just said, fuck it. Just gonna walk him around town there. Like I said, they're the poppy blocks. So fuck it. Hopefully he recognized something or somebody recognized him.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't have a fence.
Nigga could barely support himself. He kept trying. I'm like holding the dude up. I kept getting worried he was gonna try to like flip out or some shit because he's like leaning heavily on me and shit. I don't like to be touched by strangers and shit. I don't want him to wild out, but I would have dropped him and he would have got poked up. I would have gutted his ass right there on the street. He just wouldn't have made it home. But he was
All's
just-
well that ends well. He
He's-
managed to get home.
He glad he ain't just rattling on the wrong gate, nigga.
Yeah. We
We
got
lucky
some.
I'm a good guy.
We got some random fucking gangbanger houses.
Word, like he lucky I'm a nice guy. Hell, I'm not even really a nice guy, honestly.
You just felt the call of the Good Samaritan that day.
Word, like nah, I'm not like an out and out mean guy, but just like if you rattling on my gate and I don't know you, like you just might be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm just saying, like this could be the wrong place, and you could be at the wrong time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What I'm saying, we got some random gangbanger houses around
Yeah,
here.
it's always the wrong
And
place.
with gangbangerness usually comes racism.
It's always the wrong place, and it's always the wrong time. They would have just robbed him for his whole nothing.
Yep.
Like he's
he's reeking a fucking beer. Where do you think his money went?
That's
idiot?
what I'm saying. He looked like he ain't have no money.
He didn't have a shirt on.
Shirt on. He damn sure lost his
He gonna
wallet.
steal his fucking busted ass New Balances? Like,
Yo, how did you know? How did you know?
cause like you like when you were saying it, you painted the picture perfectly. I live here too, so I know. I can
You know
see
what
it in my mind's eye.
look like.
Busted New Balances, the tight jeans with mad paint stains on them, holes in them and shit. No, he
Or at
just
the
got
very
off
least,
work.
cargo shorts.
No, he just, he wasn't one of them young poppies.
Ah,
He was like an older, like, probably not old, but like definitely like 30, 32. You know, he was one of them.
35 at the least.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
at the mo-
sometimes
yeah.
niggas be looking young as hell, but they old. But like he ain't no gray hair or nothing.
yeah.
He wasn't like a young spring chicken, like a young kid, but he wasn't an old dude neither. He looked like exactly like what it was. He got off work, you know, roofing or paneling or whatever. Got off work with the muchachos. They got way too much cerveza.
They hit up the Sailor V.
Nah, they don't party at the Sailor V. They party at that poppy spot down the block, or the other poppy spot down the block, or the poppy spot down by Family Dollar.
Ah,
They don't fuck around with the Sailor V. There's a poppy spot right next to it. Or sometimes they hang out in the back of the Poppy Fish Market, because that's like a little social club back there. Like, it's dead ass a fish market during the day, but it's a little poppy gambling, dancing, pool spot at night in the back. Only place where you can walk up in there at 10:30 at night and get some mackerel while niggas is in the back fucking ding 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 ding. Like, who the fuck put a social club in the back of a fish market anyway?
I don't know, but it seems to be working.
It's like you don't see nothing but a bunch of drunk poppies back there.
Do we live near a goddamn airfield? What is
Close enough, yes. Queens is right there. JFK, fucking LaGuardia. We're in their takeoff and landing pattern zone.
I like.
You never noticed that?
I don't pay attention, but now that I have to,
You never thought about how many miles we are from that? Probably not even 15 miles.
true. How many miles does it take for them to get thoroughly in the air?
Lots. Those loops are like 30 miles wide, if not long, bigger. Like, by the time they're over our heads, they're already popping their landing gear out.
Depends on where they're going. You mean popping them in?
No, popping it out, like if they're landing, JFK.
Oh, going the other way.
Yeah. Like, when you hear them, like, really loud, really close, it's because them niggas is coming in all hot and shit. Well, coming in far, like, he's just like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
Did a wide-ass loop, shot it wide as hell, popped his landing gear out, and just said, fuck it, watch this, driving with my dick. You know?
We're doing this, Johnson.
Yeah,
Johnson.
you know? Like, that's when it's like, you know, he's fucking, like I said, like 17 fucking miles from the fucking air. But he thinks he's got that one runway that he can't even see. He's got it fucking pew, pew.
Laser ride.
Yeah.
He's doing it. They are
The funny
going.
shit is that he
does because they don't crash and die.
And
So-
they are doing they are going like 600 miles an hour. So
Yeah, but the
they're gonna
funny
be
thing,
there shortly.
The funny thing is, like, yeah, he kind of does.
Yeah,
like
'cause he's
some of
done
them
this.
pilots. Yeah, they do this. They do
He
this, like-
fucking hit the autopilot, put the fucking landing down. He was, I'm gonna get up and get a drink. We'll be there in like 10. Don't worry.
It's like he
Comes
just
back.
like
All right, now I can finish the job.
presses some buttons, flicks some levers, kicks a wheel, flicks fucking shit, and just no hands, brah.
Like once you're working, I feel like once you're working a plane for so many years, you like that's the time when you start throwing some flair on it.
Yeah.
Like it's like right hand, left hand up, right hand up, get up, push your chair back, go and get a drink, come back, fucking hit the other lever with your foot.
I was taking a flight somewhere, and I was up near the front, not like right before first class, and I was chatting with one of the stewardesses and everything throughout the flight. I think I was going to Florida. I don't remember what it was, but I was chatting with the stewardess and everything. We was talking, and then like pilot says we might hit some turbulence, and she's like, "Well, he's very good." Da da da. I'm like, "All right, no shit." Pilot dodged turbulence. Dodged turbulence.
Damn.
She was like, I've flown with him before. He's really, really good. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, he's gonna get around the turbulence. And like you could feel the plane like really moving, like, but it's such a big vehicle going so fast, like you don't feel it like on some G-force tilt-a-whirl shit, but you could feel him making like these movements and shit, and like you feel like little turbulence, that's it. Little turbulence, that's it. Little turbulence, that's it. And he just announced that we've cleared it and everything. And like I was talking to the stewardess, and she was like, "Yeah, he dodged the turbulence." Like, what the fuck, my nigga? How you dodge turbulence?
Just I'm not good.
Like, I like what? Did he just like, oh, we about to hit some turbulence? His co-pilot like, what are you gonna do? Nigga just flicked his sunglasses on.
We're just gonna go around it.
He just started getting all ill. His theme music playing.
Like, and the thing
Whipping
is,
the
like,
plane.
in order to dodge turbulence, you have to see the turbulence, or at least
I don't
know
think
where the
you can see
turbulence is.
turbulence. I don't even know what turbulence is, but I don't think you can see it.
If you're a good enough pilot, you can. He saw the turbulence in his mind's eye.
He saw the turbulence. He saw where it would be.
Oh, Max volley into his bike.
It's just the wheel. She'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, he dodged the turbulence.
Yeah.
I never heard no hot shit like that in my life.
But yeah. Next time we go to...
I think I was flying to LA, some guy that's there in like record time and shit. He beasted.
He beat his own personal best.
Like, yeah, he said, he was like, because we got, like, after he apparently dodged the turbulence, niggas got a tailwind. Like,
He not only did he dodge the turbulence, he used the rest of the turbulence to turbo boost the plane.
facts. He made up some pseudoscience. I'm gonna use the end of the tail end of the turbulence to give us a turbo boost right into LAX. Like, what? Yeah, it's like skipping a rock across a
Or slipstreaming another race car.
two completely different analogies that are nothing alike. But like before the co-pilot can say anything, his theme music would just turn on again, and he's hitting levers and turning shit. And, Johnson, get on the sticks. I need you for this.
All right, Ace.
Word, like,
Oh
you
man.
dodge turbulence.
But yeah, next time we go to Too Many Games, I'm definitely gonna see if we can't get you. I ended up having to drive because Bob's car bitched out on us. He had so much shit that had to be repaired on his car. Like,
It didn't make it there, or
no, like a month before, he found out that there was like a whole bunch of shit that needed to be repaired on his car that basically he had to pay for out of pocket. So
Nice.
he had to get his struts fixed. He needed like all 4 of his tires since they were all like going bald. Cause he had got 2 different flat tires like
that blows.
while he was driving around. So he got those patched, but he needed
Yeah.
different tires afterwards. And like the funny thing is, like after we drove off, like the day of the trip is the day when like his car was going to the garage to get all the shit done.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a trip. Fucking rain, so much
always
fucking rain.
It's always rain when you get to Jersey and Pennsylvania.
Torrent downpours throughout that entire, not even the entire trip. At least it wasn't super raining like when we got to the convention.
Yeah.
Both days. The second day was raining, but it was workable.
Yeah.
I was wearing these Chucks too, so I had to fucking walk around on my tippy toes like a graceful gazelle. Because the heels on my Chucks are all like gone. I have
water soaked.
Yeah.
Sound like a graceful gazelle.
I'm glad that my socks didn't get wet that entire trip.
Yeah, you just went home then. Like,
I would have had a terrible time.
yeah, you just Leon. One thing about Leon, he just can't abide wet socks.
It's the worst.
Just does him in. That's it. He would have went home. That would have been the trip right there. So you know what? Wet socks, I can't do it. I'm taking the fucking PA rail home. Taking Amtrak home. What about your car? One of you motherfuckers drive it home. I can't. I can't. Wet socks, I can't. He won't even go buy flip-flops either. This guy went to Jamaica with like Chucks and socks.
I tried to buy flip-flops, but it was in the middle of the winter. No one was selling flip-flops.
Trying to entertain our flip-flops. Dude.
No one was selling flip-flops.
We always go to Jamaica in the middle of the winter. What else?
Because it's
is
the best
point?
place to go.
Yeah,
best time to go.
Why
would you go in the summer and punish yourself?
Yeah, and go during the wet, hot season. Well, I mean, it's the dry season, but like it's punishingly hot. We go during like the tail end of the wet season.
And it's still hot.
Yeah, it's still hot when we go.
Like,
It's still 90s, 80s and 90s.
it's still so hot that
You'll never need a hoodie.
the sun will bully you awake.
Yes. It's a comfortable hot though. Especially, it's a comfortable hot only when you're near the shore. When you get inland a little ways, it can get a little punishing. Especially because it's that jungle heat once you get inland. Like, when you're near the coast, you get the sea breeze. You know, nice little wind. When you get inland is actually pretty jungly. So when you get inland a little ways, you in the heat of the jungle.
Shout outs to Judy House.
Yes. If you're going to stay in the grill, you should go there. You can look it up on Airbnb. It's a great place to stay.
It's maybe the first time we mention it, but it won't be the last.
No, it's definitely a great place to stay. It's got all the amenities you possibly want to enjoy Jamaica without all the hustle and bustle. Like, if you want to do something else other than all-inclusive, it's one part hostel, it's one part private cabins. It's a beautiful property. Little fucking fairy tale jungle to wander around. A lot of places to relax. And you're in the grill.
Looks like Max wants to go inside.
Stupid dog. Yeah, I need food too. My hunger is hungry. I wish I had a Snickers.
Are we coming back out?
Perhaps later.
Alright, so if this doesn't end, then there's a second part. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, cool. Alright, as an end cap to this conversation, the whole transsexual thing, how I see it as basically a physical abnormality, basically how they see it, the fucking female mind in a male body, and yeah, they have to go get surgery to go fix it, yada yada yada, all that garbage.
Again, I guess that's one way to look at it, but I can't abide by the female brain in the male body thing. I mean, maybe, I don't know, I'm not a doctor or transologist. So I can't weigh in on that. But I mean, I guess I still stick to my guns on, like, it's a neurological phenomenon similar to bulimia or alcoholism.
I say there's 60 billion and rising. Billion or million? How many people are on
I
Earth?
think there's 60 million transvestites, right? It's not 60 billion.
I said people.
Oh, 6 billion, just about.
Yeah, there's like 6 billion people on the Earth and rising, and all sorts of.
All are transvestites.
Not all of them. There's room for all types of physical abnormalities that are within reason. Not like, oh, he was born a phoenix.
Well, so where's the line get drawn? What if I just be like, I have an octopus brain born in a man's body.
Where's your, then you wouldn't have, human cognizance.
Doesn't matter. I don't need to think of all of that. I mean, in the future, when they're able to graft ink shooters and tentacles into everybody, then it won't be transvestites and it won't be transhumans. Fucking people walking around. Well, I was born a crocodile, and I was born an octopus. Give me an ink shooter.
Well, that's a mass difference because, at least we're the same species. We're all human.
I mean, I think this just goes into the whole greater question or the greater umbrella of humans like to fuck with shit. Because like I said, I fully believe when genetic splicing and gene slamming becomes commonplace, in our society that,
It's going to be human splicing, probably not too far off, but I think we're way away from gene slamming.
It'd be a while before we could gene slam something. Wham bam, gene slam.
You're a shark who can chew through concrete and asphalt. Go fight this lobster. Who can cut titanium with his claws.
And that fish with a drill on his face. That one we've all seen a million times.
Yeah.
Old drill face fish. Whatever fish that is in a while. But
It's the evolved form of the swimming knife.
But I believe in the future when all that's commonplace, that'll just be the new thing. Being a tranny will be, passe. It'll be about being a transhuman.
Trans something or other.
Yeah, as long as there's an envelope to push, people are gonna want to push it.
I think there's fake everyone out there, a fake something or other, but
It doesn't make them fake.
no, I'm saying I'm pretty sure that there's a fake everything out there, but I'm pretty sure there's mostly genuine trans people out there. But there's some out there that's just trying to fish for attention.
Well, they're all technically fake women or fake men. Actually, you get technical.
Biologically and physically, yes, but I mean there are people who pretend to feel that way just to fish for attention.
If you go through the trouble and get the surgery, then you ain't just fishing for attention. You walking the walk.
Basically, yeah.
Tranny walk.
Last thing I want to talk about is people who I feel like they're another subsect of the whole fake revolutionary thing. Where it's oh, we're talking about what's her name? It wasn't the fucking Jenner. Bruce Jenner. What was her new name now?
I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna stay Bruce.
New Bruce. Female Bruce Jenner, and it's oh, we're talking about Bruce Jenner sex change. We should be talking about fucking other things in the world that are going on. It's people can multitask. What are you arguing about?
I think they mean people's excessive obsession with it and so much media coverage and so much hoopla about it when we could be drawing attention to more important issues. But it's not as if these more important issues don't have their own channel.
Yeah. That's what I mean, because,
you
like...
want hard news, go watch BBC.
Or that one radio thing.
Tintin wins.
No. That's about business and, like, stocks and shit, I think.
It's got news on
Which is mostly about business
it.
and stocks.
Tintin wins. You give us something, we give you the world.
Yeah, fucking Quiznos sandwich will give you the world.
Bunch of old keys. Who gives anyone this? I could give you the world for this.
Give us a sleeve of crackers, we'll give you the world.
I mean, that's the thing. This is a box of old keys.
But yeah.
A box of old keys is the most like hipsterish and like dick kind of move you could ever give someone. It's so full of like whimsical, cheap ass fucking sentimentality, but like in practicality, it's like so ass. Like, because I was thinking about that. Like, I was like giving somebody a box of keys to give, not like actually seriously doing it. I mean, just thinking about it right now. And then I was like, then you know, my brain had to fill it in with actors. And I was like, well, who would give this box of keys? Give him a beard. Bigger, redder beard. Give him a haircut. More of a coif. He's got a coif and a beard. Giving it to an awkwardly pale girl in glasses. Put some folk rock music in the background with some wah. Give him a blue plaid shirt and some skinny jeans.
How big is this box and how many keys are we talking?
Like, I'm talking like a cigar box that could hold at least upwards of 100, like hundreds of keys.
Where do you get that many keys?
That's what I'm saying. It's such a hipster douchebag gifts.
Some of those keys are
One
stolen.
of these could be the key to my heart.
That's the point where you smack the box out of their hand and just walk
think
away.
about this box of keys. There's hundreds of keys in this box. That means hundreds of doors for you to open. Folk rock music.
You've officially given me a person like secondary to hate, cause like in my mind, like one of the most people that I would hate is somebody who would seriously sing like "You Had a Bad Day" song to me if I actually had a bad day. You had a bad day. Take a one down. Like if somebody literally sung that to me after I had a bad day, I'd probably slap the shit out of them. But if somebody literally gave me a box of keys and gave me that bullshit spiel, that person is also on the list now.
People I don't fucks with no more. Yep, box of keys.
Box of keys hipster and had a bad day guy. Two of my hated people who I've never met but I never want to meet.
Be nice for the same person.
That is the worst person if that's the same person. Jesus fucking Christ.
Nigga, look, I gotta have the revolver in his head.
Don't make me do this, chat.
Nah, his name's like Auden.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Lives in Williamsburg.
He would. Oh, jeez.
He has that song on his phone for when you've had a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
He'll pull it out, turn it on. And he's the type of motherfucker, yeah, birthday, box full of keys.
I mean, really, this is the thing. You decide. You're a trust fund, baby. You have money to give me an actual gift. You know I'm not rich and I don't have everything, and you bought me a box of
I'm
keys.
sorry, bro. I spend way too much money pretending to be poor.
PBR doesn't cost that much, you motherfucker.
Spend all my trust fund money on pretending to be poor.
on buying brand names that make me look poor.
Oh, and renting out shitty little apartments in the village
That are super expensive.
yeah, paying $2,000 a month for shitty rat holes in the village that nobody wants, but everyone wants. So it fucking costs an arm and a leg.
That nobody should want, but everyone
Right.
wants.
These places been filthy tenements for the past 200 years, and now lazy ass, half-ass gentrification has made them desirable. And I say lazy ass, half ass because like,
It's not even a physical change. It's more of just a vocabulary change.
word. Like the apartments are still shitty little shoe boxes with like shitty radiators. Like I've seen those apartments. Like yo, this place is shit. Like
I'm not paying this much for that.
why y'all pay so much rent and this place look like shit? This place is shit.
I'm not even close enough to something that I care about that much.
Like you ever walk through like the village or Chinatown, like look into the apartments, you seeing like graffiti on the walls and windows. Like, the place look like shit. And this place still an arm and a leg. How can these people afford to live here? And this place still look like shit. Like Lower Manhattan boggles my mind.
Trustafarians and actual rich people.
Lazy rich people. Well, not to mention like you gotta remember like you also got like the whole like New Yorkers living out of their means, like way out of their means thing. Like you'll have like 3 girls sharing an apartment. One's like an investment banker. One's like a waitress getting way overpaid, and one's like a low-level prostitute. And like they still just making enough money to cover rent and partying and like designer clothes. Like they live in the New York life, like 2 Broke Girls. It's that show. But like even though like that show, you got to take some like creative like liberty and suspension of disbelief to believe like how broke can these bitches be with that giant ass apartment allegedly in New York. Like fuck out of here. And secondly, any women who can afford a big apartment in New York and still consider themselves broke are broke by choice. Yeah, they're broke, but that's after they've paid their fucking $1,900 a month rent, bought 2 pairs of Louis Vuittons, and spend their money on fucking like Pinkberry and shit every day. Designer fucking coffee like drinks. $300 a month gym membership. Gay Puerto Rican personal trainer can help them. Alright, we're done now.
I was gonna make a reference, but I can't remember which culture it was, so now I gotta look it up. I don't want to look too stupid.
What did I say? It's about gay Puerto Rican personal trainers? Like,
Yeah, this comes from like a story that I found while I was working at Abercrombie. Cause, alright, when I find it, I don't even know why I'm stressing myself to keep talking. I could just cut it out. Which I most likely will. Oh, I was right. So yeah, it was Korean slang, bean paste girls. I already told you about that.
what?
Huh?
What?
Bean paste girls.
Elaborate real quick.
Like girls who live outside their means and like will eat like low,
Yeah.
low cost garbage to keep their designer shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out about this particular slang because like a couple of years ago when I was working at Abercrombie, I don't know how I even came across this story, but apparently like you know how Abercrombie and shit, they have their like top tier models that they send across the world and like open up like new stores and shit like that. So anyway, like some of their models went across and were being like racist dickheads and shit. They would like stand in front of shrines and like do the whole like Asian eye, like pull their shit back things. And like and they were like they were making fucking quotes like it don't matter, they rub it. It's like that's not even Korean, they got ours, what are you doing?
Man, that's just despicable.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, don't worry about it. The only girls who fucking shop at Abercrombie in Korea is fucking bean case girls anyway. Like this wasn't them. This was like the social media in Korea.
Oh, response.
Yeah, responses to like these garbage fucking asshole like white people.
Going to another country and insulting their culture. Good job. Wish it was North Korea so they'd be locked up.
Shot with an anti-aircraft gun.
For insulting the true Korea.
We have unicorns, you motherfucker. Straight dumping.
How on earth do you execute somebody with an anti-aircraft gun?
One shot. That's how you do it.
Oh, I was thinking you just kind of like put them like over there somewhere and just kind of dumped on them.
But I don't even know if there'd be enough left after the first shot.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
Or if you'd want to fire another one after the kick from the first shot.
I imagine you're in like a chair.
Yeah.
I'm thinking an anti-aircraft gun, a whole...
Yeah, like usually you'd be in a chair pointing it at the sky, but you're pointing at ground level at this point.
Doesn't change anything recoil-wise or anything.
I think there'd be more jump if you're pointing it forward.
It's mounted, bro. It doesn't matter. Niggas executing niggas with anti-aircraft guns.
Because, like, the way it's mounted, I'm assuming, like, it's meant for you to point it at the sky.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, a lot can be pointed at the ground. Many times AA has been used as anti-infantry. You know, backup anti-infantry.
Aren't those, like, mostly just Gatling guns, though?
Yeah, but they also have they also use the regular gun type ones. Gets the job done. I'm just saying, but like killing like one guy, I imagine like chained to like what, a post or something. Like, what? How do you do that? Like, how do you even hit him? I mean, aren't the barrels like twin barrel? They're, you know, you might just shoot on both sides of him. Like, is he a big enough target to?
Isn't there a single barrel one?
Yeah, I guess shoot him with that.
You know, North Korea don't have like. They probably still got antiquated tech like that lying around.
Hey, none of that's very advanced. They got shit sitting around from the 60s.
Yeah, so you know they got a single barrel one.
Of course. And numerous double barrel ones and single barrel and triple barrel. They love old ass AA. To protect them from us.
So yeah, just tie him to a fucking post and just hit him with that single barreled anti-air flocka. Alright, that's basically all I wanted to say. So, yeah. Turns out there was a part 2 of this video. / audio.
But it's not for transvestites.
Or it is.
Oh, I was just saying that. They could watch. I don't care who watches it.
Listen at your leisure. We love all of you. Unless you're a jerk.
Don't listen at your leisure. It's mandatory. Listen to it like it's a job. Compile a report afterwards.
In fact, listen to it at your job so you can
judge
double job.
Yourself. Always. Yourself. Always.
Yourself.
Always yourself.
Alright, see ya.
See, I got dreams and I'm really trying to live those. So I'm going through life with my lids closed, trying to show my true life with a pencil and a pad. But if I had a nickel for every time that I rhyme with a sick flow, or someone tell me, man, you gonna be big, bro, I buy a big boat and a mink coat. Or a school in Africa where the kids don't have access like the rich folks. And my address will be a zip code. That's a big mansion if you didn't know. But I never had shit and I still don't. So my point is that I've been told hella times that I really should have been blow. And though I haven't, it's okay for now. I'm in the stands till the man say come on down. Like A1, it's your night tonight. You can shine real bright if the price is right. I'ma live my dream. I've waited a long while for them to call my name and say come on down. I don't know if I'ma win the showcase, but I better, cause I ain't trying to sit up in the audience forever. So if it's all the same, I'ma chill right here till they call my name. In my own mind, I'm a king like Cassius, but I ain't even got a king size mattress. Shit, I ain't even got a small size mattress. Sometimes I feel like I'm sleeping on a cactus, on the road, couch surfing, but the fact is I'm trying to travel the globe without an atlas. So till I hit that goal, it's only practice for when I reach the masses. But in the meantime, my back is hurting like a bitch from these floors I sleep on. Fuck that, do a yoga stretch and keep going, cause the pain, that's a part of the pursuit. I'm nothing without hunger and I does it for the youth. They fight over the money, but I fight over the truth. So when I spit, an angel sitting right over the booth. I'm blessed, but I could use a couple of thou. So
so I ain't mad if the man say come on down. Like A1, it's your night tonight. You can shine real bright if the price is right. I'ma live my dream. I've waited a long while for them to call my name and say come on down. I don't know if I'ma win the showcase, but I better, cause I ain't tryna sit up in the audience forever. So if it's all the same, I'ma chill right here till they call my name. Like A1, 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 A1.
A1 from San Francisco. You're the next player